Earlier this school year, a 6th grade teacher in Utah resigned after wounding herself at school when her handgun, which she was legally carrying, accidentally discharged. This incident has raised questions about the merit of laws regarding teachers carrying guns in schools, so we asked students, educators, and others if they believed arming teachers would make schools safer.
The idea of any teacher with a gun in her purse and kids having access to that purse somehow, even if she were to go out on recess duty and it wasn't locked up, the implications are very, very dangerous, I think.
I think having a gun in the classroom increases student safety. I think it will deter bad guys from wanting to come into the classroom.
Clark Aposian is the chairman of the Utah Shooting Sports Council and a gun lobbyist at the Utah legislature.
From a self-defense standpoint, absolutely, you should be able to carry a firearm in any area that is, well, not secured.
I still have hope that
Dee Rowland is the chair of the Utah Gun Violence Prevention Center.
So you're at the blackboard, you're reaching up. How do you conceal your weapon? I think it'd be impossible.
School policy says it can't be on school property or in a purse or anything. It has to be on the person.
When someone's armed at a school, it increases the student safety, and I think it makes students themselves feel safer.
If an active shooter or crazy lunatic were to get into the school and into that classroom, the effect of that teacher defending herself or himself would have an obvious beneficial ancillary effect.
So I had to go through a 6 to 8 hour class that talked about gun laws and how to point a gun and how to use a gun and force of use.
Typically the content will take somewhere between 3 to 5 hours. It does not absolutely require going to the range to actually shoot the firearm. But they do, I think almost without exception, encourage that person to go and get some actual hands-on training with a firearm, because even if they were to require a shooting course, does that mean that that person is then qualified? We see law enforcement have accidents and they have, many hours of training and continuing education, anywhere from 2 to 4 times a year, and they still mishandle firearms and have accidental discharges or negligent discharges in that respect.
That's a fantasy, that hero image of someone with a concealed carry permit could save the lives of children.
We see it in families all the time where somebody comes over to play and somebody's showing off, family gun goes off, someone gets hurt. In a school situation, I think that would be exacerbated. I can see a teacher getting accidentally shot while trying to help because most of us are in plain clothes, but a lot of the intruders are just kids in plain clothes too these days.
I would just protect my classroom. I wouldn't go out looking for the bad guy just because I don't have training for that. I would follow protocol. I would lock down my classroom, shut the blinds, lock the door, and then I would stand between them and the door so that if the intruder comes into my classroom, I would definitely be ready to, take action.
I think that knowing that one was in the classroom would make some of them very nervous, and it might make some of them wonder where it was, or if they could see it, or ask if they could touch it, or if they could look at it. As a general rule, guns in schools is not a good idea. And as we've seen, unfortunately, time after time after time, even the most prepared school isn't completely protected.